Alright, so today we will be preparing some steamed fish. We have two snappers, medium-sized snappers, serving for two. So let's get right into it. Alright, so I'm going to be using the rainforest seafood fish spice. I'm going to be using 1 teaspoon, and we have half teaspoon of black pepper. Alright, so we don't want to be using too much spice, too much of the fish spice, because we'll be adding other stuff to the dish later on. So you have to ensure that it's not too salty. Alright, so we put some inside just to ensure that inside is well seasoned, and just to ensure that outside is also well seasoned as well. Alright, so then we have our black peppers. So we're going to try to get some on the inside, so when you taste that the fish, you want to have it all seasoned and taste. You want to get some of the seasoning in the movie here as well. So we're going to just rub it in, and if you can get this marinated overnight, then that's always the best thing to do. So we're going to pretty much have the rest of the fish spice added. Alright, so we're going to just mix in the seasoning, and we're going to just leave it for a few, since we didn't get to have it done overnight. Alright, so to complete our seasoned fish, we'll be adding to the pot, we'll be adding some scallions, thyme. We're going to be also using some pumpkin, roughly, I think it's about half pound. We're going to use 2 medium-sized carrots, medium Irish as well, medium onion. We can use 4 okra, and depending, and then you can decide 3 or 4 depending. We have also pepper here, and we're going to be using probably half of this sweet pepper, and then we are going to be adding some garlic to it as well. So just go ahead now and start dicing our seasoning. So we now have the pot on the stove. We've applied some butter. Alright, so it's now melted. So we're going to be applying some of our seasoning. So we have to get the seasoning cooked before we apply the fish. We're going to apply some water now. Right, so you don't want to have too much water where the fish is swimming. Right, so we're going to be applying the Irish. The Irish will take a little time to cook. So we're going to give it about 5 minutes, and not too much of a high stove flame rather. And then we'll come back. to just cover it so it's clean. Alright, so let's look where our pot is right now. Alright, so I think we have roughly a minute or two leave out of our 5 minutes. We're going to be also using cock soup. Well, Maggi soup it up. Cock soup. So we're not going to use the entire pack. We're going to probably use about half of it or a quarter. Let's see. We'll apply it as needs be. Now, some persons might not use the noodles, so you can actually use a strainer. Take it out or sieve it out. But you want to apply as much to taste, because remember, the cock soup also has salt in it. Alright, so we're on our way. It's going to be adding just a tip small water, because we have to get the noodles to cook as well. But we don't want it water, we want it thick, so the broth that's going to be on it might not, be drowning the fish, but it's nice to have a little. And then we are going to be adding some crackers to it as well, so kind of want to have a little, so the crackers can also soak up some of the flavor as well. Alright, so while this is being done, we're also now going to be adding our pumpkin. So we're going to leave the okra for last time. So we are going to keep the flame on it very, very low, and we may need to leave it another 5 or so minutes, but we'll check in to find out if we need more than 5 minutes to get, or we don't want the pumpkin to mash out or overcook. Just want it where it's tender enough to eat. So let's leave it for a little. Alright, so we're checking in on our pot right now. Alright, so here we are. Great. We're going to now add our fish, make some room. So right, so we're just throwing some of the broth, gravy, I don't know what you want to call it, but so while this side is being cooked or steamed rather, we are just covering it just to ensure. So we're going to just add our okras. Now we don't want the okras to get too soft. Right, I think I might just add just a little bit more water. So I think we left it too long. Alright, so the okra, we just want it partially steamed. Alright, we don't want it too soft. That's the reason I waited so long to put the okra in. So we still have it on a low flame. So we're going to leave it for a little while. Alright, so we'll give it a minute or so and then we'll check in on it again. going back in. All right, it's looking delicious. So we're going to turn the fish. All right, so you can try to get without crushing it, to get both sides cooked evenly without crushing it. All right, so we're going to leave it here for a while as well. Let's just add a pepper, and the pepper is just a spice. I haven't burst it. If you want it spicy, then you can actually dice it or cut it up. Alright, so we're going to cover it for another minute or so. Alright, so we're going to be adding some crackers. So we just want the crackers to get some of the sauce. This is a serving for 2 persons, so it's depending on how many crackers you'd like. Then it's depending. Then you can decide how much you put in there. But so we're going to just leave it again for another minute or so, and our aim is now to get because our fish is there, just don't want it to crush out. Alright, so we're going to cover it for another minute, and just to get the crackers to soak up some of it. And let's check in again. Alright, so we're going to turn our crackers so we can get the other side just a little bit moist as well. We don't want it too soft, but just moist enough to eat. Alright, so looking all nice, and then our fish is well steamed and ready to eat. Look at the gravy, guys, or the broth rather. And our okra tender enough to eat. We don't want it soft, just tender enough. Irish cook, pumpkin cook, and pretty much ready. Guys, welcome back. Alright, so here's my finished dish. Serving one of the fish with some crackers and or cooked up Irish carrot, okra, and a pumpkin. It smells delicious, and I really hope you enjoy this video. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.